just when I thought I was out, Vegas pulls me back in on the next edition of the Drinkable Week. Hi, I'm Jeff Cioletti, author of The Year of Drinking Adventurously, and as you can probably see, I am back in Vegas, this time at Caesar's Palace for the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America convention. There's always plenty of wine and spirits innovations on display at the convention, which is an annual event. Interestingly enough, the day that I'm here happens to be 420, and appropriately, there are a couple of spirits that use hemp.
Mischief, the first 70 proof pistachio and hemp liqueur in the United States. Low in sugar, about less than a gram of sugar per ounce, 94 calories, 70 proof, incredible.
And there's definitely a large part of the population, whatever, that has some appeal. People are into the cannabis culture and everything. But we have also found that a lot of bartenders, mixologists and people into craft cocktails have really been appreciative of it because it gives them a new flavor to play with.
So the UK gets all the credit for gin, but do you know that it actually originated in Belgium?
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but gin actually comes originally from Belgium. So the first recipe of Geneva with a spirit was published in Bruges.
Oh, okay.
And so the first time when they added botanicals to Geneva berries, it was published in Antwerp. So the first two recipes actually of gin all date back to Belgium. And that's why our gin is called Belgian, because it goes back to the origin of gin. And this is the first gin, and two hobbies from Belgium coming together, hops and gin. So this is the first gin that's actually made with Belgian hops.
If you've read my book, you know I talk at length about Baijiu. Well, now there's a brand on the market, Goutai, that is really going to bridge the gap for consumers just discovering the spirit. A lot of what's out there is pretty intense, but Goutai has some very accessible flavor profiles.
It comes out of the Guizhou province in China. It's a mountainous area of kind of southern China. The joke is that if you open up the faucet, Baijiu comes out because of just the perfection of the environment for brewing and for distilling Baijiu and that fermentation that makes Baijiu. It's a wheat and a red sorghum based. It's a lush red sorghum. It's really, really awesome because as you can see, our packaging we have a Goutai brand, but we've kind of modernized it, made it a little bit different for the American market. As you can see, we have the Legend, which is a 43%. Usually Baijiu is a 53%. And so 43 kind of knocks it down a little bit more for that kind of the palate of the Westerners out there.
And craft spirits had an ever-increasing presence.
So we're from Baraboo, Wisconsin. We're Driftless Glen Distillery. Make everything grain to glass except for our brandy. Our rye whiskey is a craft spirit, 76% rye, 12% caramel malt, and the rest is a distiller's malt. It'll be hand labeled for the barrel and the age. We don't blend at all. Our brandy starts in France. So this is from the Bordeaux region of France. It's a cognac grape. It's aged there for 5 years on its 5th birthday. It's shipped to Baraboo, to our distillery. We finish it in a used bourbon barrel for 6 months and then proof it down. Finally, we have our double cask gin. Our double cask gin is a clear spirit to start, and then we put it in a used bourbon barrel and a new charred oak barrel simultaneously and blend.
And I couldn't be more thrilled with the Irish whiskey renaissance. And of course, there were plenty of Irish whiskeys here that people were sampling, as well as Poitín, which is Irish moonshine.
Poitín is the oldest category of spirit in the world. It's the original distillate from Ireland. So it is the grandfather of it all. It's the grandfather of whiskey, the grandfather of vodka, of cognac, and so on. This is Mad March Hare, which is a triple distilled malted barley distillate from West Cork in Ireland. It is just launched on the market in the US in February, so we're already up in the Northeast. We're in New York, New Jersey, Illinois, and California. Poitín is the Irish word for small pot. Okay. So much like the Italians and the Spanish put an ito or an ino at the end of a word, in Irish we put in at the end to signify something is small. Okay. So Manine would be a small man. Colleen is a small girl, and that's a popular name now across the world. So Poitín just means small pot. And that it comes from the fact that it was always and traditionally distilled in small copper pot stills, which is the traditional Irish way of distilling even whiskey today.
And remember to continue the conversation on Twitter at Jeff Cioletti and Drinkable Globe, and on Instagram at Drinking Adventurously. And remember to buy my book, The Year of Drinking Adventurously, available from Turner Publishing at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever fine books are sold. And wherever the world may take you, from Vegas or to the farthest reaches of the earth, remember to grab the world by the glass.